Chris here with Work To Game. Get my encoder out of the way, and we will get started on this Tuesday morning. It is another day of gathering, but this time instead of minor, we are going to be doing a little bit of botany. So let's gather some plants, and the real goal here is to get all these gatherers up to 70 sometime well before the expansion. I'd also like to have a significant dent in my crafters, so it's actually a fair bit of stuff that I need to do. I don't need to talk to him yet, I don't have anything to turn in, but we can go ahead and knock out our squadrons. Now this morning I'll go ahead and start with my squadrons, rolling my retainers, and we'll end the day by turning in my supply missions because I want to do that on the highest level possible. So if I gain any levels on botany today, I'd want to do that last. So we'll just do them all at the end. Alright, and so we're just going to be live for about an hour. Chance to receive one of the books. Don't care about that. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, dude. Just been up for a while, getting a little coding in.
Nice. Go. We don't care about that chemistry, so we're done with that. Now we'll jump back to Mist. Roll my squadrons. And it is actually Tuesday, so I need to go do my Domain reconstruction. Except that I'm actually at cap with them, aren't I? Yeah, I need to do it anyway because it's 180% of the tokens that I keep in my inventory.
Yeah, I'm capped for the week with them.
Oh, it's Tuesday. So they reset, right?
Oh, is it Tuesday? I don't know what day it is. Oh, then yes. Never mind.
I don't know if weekly reset takes place at 10 or if weekly reset's separate.
I think weekly reset is separate.
I think so. Find out in a second. Alright. Oh, cancel.
Hey, Gorgeous. Do you need help getting in the car or anything?
Getting in the car?
If you need any help getting in the car, is there any bags that you got? Yeah, you're super preggo, baby.
I appreciate that. No,
Okay, cool. I'm just checking.
I closed all the doors. So if you want to come pick the data, you can
I'll do
keep
that.
her in this room in this hallway.
I'll do that.
We're going to
Good morning, Immoral. How are you? Confirm.
Good morning, Immoral.
Now, what is stopping me from going on like a field exploration of 61? I need an average eye level of 245. What are you? You're level 64. Okay. So an average eye level of 245. Let's first see if there's just anything cheap on the market. Sometimes there is. Thaumaturge 64. Search for weapons first. 14,000 to go. High quality. You betcha. Actually, I see a Gridania and a Limsa. We'll take the Limsa for no fee. Thank you. Now, let's do a Thaumaturge for 64.
Chris, did you see the question about your minor level?
My minor is 52.
Very good, dude. Making progress. Making that progress.
Getting there. Slowly. Ooh, 180,000. I think not. 9,000. That's more my pace. Anything under 10 grand, I'm really willing to buy as an upgrade here. Oh, man. And we're just looking for eye level. That is all that matters. It is chess piece. Alright, we'll do 11.8. That's fine, I guess. It's a little above what I wanted to spend, but chess piece is such a big slot for stats. Oh, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Looks like gloves are going to sit tight. I can always go buy vendor gloves. I'm just trying to be lazy and grab stuff that's like literally right next to my summoning bell. 19,000's a little high for a belt. Legs, the other big stat weight. Now, I don't know, is your eye level calculated solely based on, is your eye level solely based on just the total number of slots divided by their eye level, or is it weighted for some slots being heavier than others? Do you know, Brian?
I apologize, Julie asked me a question, and so I did not hear the question.
Is your eye level calculated as just all of your slots divided, or is
Yes.
so it's
Well,
not
all
weighted?
Your equipable slots. So if you can't,
So it's not weighted,
Equip
like
some.
your boots don't weigh less than your chess piece.
not to my knowledge, I believe everything I've seen is about whatever you have equipped. So boots and chest piece aren't given more points, but
Well, that means these accessories are
I'm
a heck of
not.
a
I'm not
deal.
saying that with any confidence because I'm like.
Now, I wear two bracelets, or is it 2 rings? 2 rings.
2 rings.
Oh god, these are expensive. How many retainers do I have? I have 4. I have 1 set to each of the gatherers and 1 set to Black Mage, because that was my main for all of ARR and Heavensward, so it's a class that I always see myself as having capped in each expansion relatively quickly. Alright. Because ultimately we can take breaks from our main, but we have a tendency of coming back as players go. Alright, so I just bought a lot of gear. So the goal is 230 something, but this should be way over that. These are full. My mouse is just being awful this morning. I'm gonna try swapping batteries and seeing if that does it. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't really tell me low batteries, it just kind of stops behaving correctly. Let's see if that's better. I don't know. Can't quite tell. I didn't know you could just drag this loosely like onto the person and it just swaps itself. Okay. Put this here. This here. Oh, not the gloves. We need the pants off, please. $224. Oh my gosh, I don't think I made it. That's okay. We'll assign a venture for as high as I can go. I don't want to spend any more money today, and I don't want to go hunting stuff down. 170, 245. Alright, guess you're doing the 60 quest. But that's better than the 55 quest. And then I'll pick up another level or 2, and we'll replace those last couple slots and move on with my life. Alright, you have 8! Oh my gosh. Good morning, Chemistral. How are you doing? Alright. So we are on botany, and we've done this. Now we need to go do... So it is our weekly reset, so I'm going to go ahead and do my golden saucer stuff and my dome and reconstruction. I could have done my golden saucer stuff yesterday. It's easier to just do it all on Tuesday. Tuesday always ends up being a little longer, as far as like your just daily prep before you get into actual tasks. I'm going to do the same thing as yesterday, where I just try to catch up on my class quests, and if my class quests ever seem to get caught up, then that'd be a good time to focus on just doing leaves or something. Just trying to start leveling gatherers. I'm doing the same in WoW right now. I'm just trying to do really relaxed content that I do want to progress in, but save my like leveling and dungeon effort for basically the next couple weeks, because Pagos is going to be a grind. That'll come out on August 7th, and then on August 13th we jump into Battle for Azeroth. I do like me some mini Cactbot. Alright.
What's your MGP up to now? Hey, good morning, Commercial.
What is my MGP up to? I will tell you. It's not high. 115,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing crazy. All I do is mini Cactbot and the weekly, and I never win the weekly, so just doesn't happen. Alright, so there's no chance at the best case. Oh! A 6 instead of a 7. Close. Alright. Go turn in my weekly. Yeah, if I really wanted to start farming MGP, I'd go knock out my whole challenge log one day a week in here. That's really where you can make your money. That roll 3,600? Yeah. It happens. It happens. I've won 10,000 twice in a day before. I think that's the most I've ever gotten in a single day. I always go for the 10,000. If the 10,000 is not available, I always go for the 3,600, and after that I just guess. I don't worry about it. Those are the only two worth getting. There's little, like, clickers and stuff on... there's, like, little browser things you can do that'll, like, tell you where to click and how to get the highest and all that solve it for you, but I just go for those two and move on. Alright. Oh, I need to buy my tickets. Otherwise I'd be disappointed next week. That's everything, right? Yep. Purchase Jumbo Cactbot. I've never won, but it sure isn't going to happen on a week I don't buy tickets.
Man, Quiz. Sorry that you've never hit max. I've never hit the max on the Jumbo.
I never won anything on the Jumbo. I win the mini all the time. All the time. Minimum of once a week. I think the most I've won it is 5 or 6 times in a week. I've had some good weeks. It adds up. I mean, if you're really worried about MGP, you'll do like the fashion report for the free 80. You'll do, you know, a handful of Chocobo races. I mean, you could pick up 1 million MGP in under a month without ever doing mini Cactbot or Jumbo Cactbot. I mean, that's just straight up from doing like guaranteed drop things. Sitting on the mini games until you complete the challenge log. You don't have to be good at it, you just have to sit on them until you win. Doman Enclave. Morning, Josh. Companion app is, it's next week, right? Companion app's
Ideally, it should be
August.
They said the end of July, early August.
So it's supposed to be July 28th was the date they gave us, but they said it could be delayed up to 2 weeks pending App Store approvals related stuff. So that would put it sometime in the next 7 to 10 days. Which means that they could time it perfectly with 436 dropping on August 7th. Alright, weekly budget of 20,000. Let's donate all my little cheap ones. Yes. Okay, I'm at 180% and I have 12.9. So
There
let's
was
say...
a time quiz that Chris and I played triple triad like every week. Like it's like, hey, new week. All right, we would sit back and just triple triad till one of us won, and then the second one would just forfeit the rest, so that we both got our winning victory. But we played to have fun and won, and then essentially then it's like, okay, well I just need 3 more victories to get the weekly as well.
Split. Now they have that area where you can get tossed in like instantly. It's like a duty finder type thing. So you can get tossed in instantly
hall, yeah.
anywhere into the battle hall, and then you can just go beat the low level guy until you have all your stuff for the week. That's fine. Alright. So what I did there is I'm using my donation basket, even though I'm at cap with Dome and Enclave, to turn all the silver pieces and stuff you get from everything. I'm turning these in at 180% of their value. So I'm nearly doubling the number by just being patient and just kind of laundering those through them. Taking advantage of government handouts. Alright. That's Dome and Enclave. Now we go to Gredania, and we do my botany class hall quests. Because I am really bad about like putting these off, because I just get to gathering and I just sit out there and gather until like, I don't know, eventually my weapons and stuff are way too low level, because that's where I get them. The moral, that's a lot of space, that many gathers. So I've got a 44 weapon and I'm 52, so like, seems like I've caught up on these relatively recently. I'm in level 55 gear and I'm level 52, so once again, like, that seems like I'm in pretty good shape. Right. Botanist Guild. But I've got at least one, so we'll go do that. Because this guy, my botany retainer is... Do I already have this? Have I already picked it up? Botanist in a Bind? Botanist in a Bind, level 45. What's the issue? I will take 20 sprigs of mistletoe. Oh, so it's something I already have in my quest log. Botanist in a Bind. Alright. Sprigs of mistletoe. I don't remember what I was talking about. So it's the level 45 quest. So I'll have this one in the level 50 quest, and then I'll actually be caught up on botany, which will be great. And I'm really looking forward to... Oh yeah, my retainer is totally capped right now. My botanist retainer is like sitting at 52. So you can't go any higher until this guy makes way. So that's why I'm doing botany today instead of minor. Otherwise I would always focus on the low level one, since I'm just trying to like clear out... I'm doing this for armory space. Like, that's the purpose. So I'm trying to get the low level ones pushed up so I can get rid of all that low level gear that I just been holding on to. So we're running over to the market board right now, and we're going to see if sprigs of mistletoe high quality are reasonable, and if not, I'll go gather them myself. If
Yeah,
I need to
that's
gather
always like, what's my time worth?
yeah.
That's right, man. How amazing would it be to have like a real market and economy where Gil was worth something that you could, you know, like that there's value and you try to be most efficient with it, right? Like whether it's a token or you could use, you could trade it for Krista and get a plush. You know, there is so much that I just want them to use that premium currency that they've had in since, you know, 1.0. I mean, the more I think about it, I was like, oh man, yeah, totally. Oh, what's the fat cat worth? Like 50 million gil in real life? Cool, that gives me a goal to save up for.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I could just go swipe the credit card. I could go do that in real life, working an extra hour on the job or something. But still, like, why not play and, you know, be rewarded for it?
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to play these games with like a goal in mind, because it gives you something that, like, after several weeks, you're like, wow, I can't believe I did it. So these were 3,000 a piece to get the high qualities. And the normal qualities were just nothing, because that's what happens when the high quality is the only thing that has any use. Is all the non-high quality just plummets. So one of the things I really admire about EVE Online is it makes use of everything. And so, like, everything has a value, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that, like, their ships are destroyable resources. So you talk about, like, imagine if, like, when you repaired your armor, all you could do was, like, get it back to a percentage of what it once was, and eventually it just broke. And when it was broken, you had to just go get a new piece, even if it was the same eye level. So that armor never, so that, like, when you talk about level capped gear, especially on, like, crafters and stuff like that, where they don't ever really replace their gear after they get the best set. That would eventually break, and so then crafting gear would become even more expensive because the demand would never be satisfied. And then you create conversion methods and stuff, so you basically there is no vendor trash. So, like, everything you do in the game has a purpose. So if you find that there's an herb or whatever, like mistletoe, that's not used, then you create something that mistletoe can be ground down into. Looks like WoW's going to do that with their new professions in BFA. We'll see how that rolls out in a couple weeks. But it looks like they're basically creating a material called fish oil. And the fish oil is needed in top-level cooking crafts. And that fish oil is made from taking any of the BFA fish and just, like, right-clicking. And it'll turn itself into fish oil. And the reason for that is that means it'll automatically create a demand. Like, fish oil will obviously be set by the price of the lowest valuable fish. So it artificially supports the bottom, because that'll keep it from going lower. And if fish oil becomes in demand, like it should be, because it's used in the best crafts and it's used in large quantities, then actually people will start to buy that fish oil up, and that'll help raise that bottom up on that price. So it'll support the fish market.
Interesting.
It's very clever. Oh, I should turn all my little stuff on so I'm at least gaining experience. Alright, so we're gonna eat food. And I have my squadron one on here, but I don't have my company issue. Then we're gonna activate my company issue. Then we're gonna activate my squadron. And now I have all kinds of experience coming in. So do you like Triple Triad Quiz? It's a great game. We used to play it a lot more. What is this? It's a rare ingredient. And it is probably worthless. Alright. How do you get squadron manuals? So you go to your grand company. That's not your guild, that's the one of the 3 you signed up for. And the vendor sells them for seals, and they have a level 1 and a level 2. And the level 2 I think is 2,300 seals a piece, which is like 2 pieces of level 70 dungeon gear turned in. And then oh, for the company ones, and the squadron ones you get as a reward for squadron missions. And once again, there's but they're pretty high level. So like I get a chance at 10 if I complete it's one of the top end missions, and you can only complete that once a week. So assuming you do it every week, you can have 10 a week. And they only last, I don't know, they last 2 hours. So and those can be combined. So the company manual and the squadron manual can be combined, and you can overlap. And then I have my big stack of cordials here, so I can refill my GP. So it really stacks that experience up. We only need high quality here, but like I might as well just be getting experience while I'm cranking this out. And it gets really ridiculous when you start talking about, like if you layer all of this and then go do leaves, you're talking about a ridiculous amount of experience, because leaves already have boosted experience. And all that stuff is just percentage on top of percentage on top of percentage. So, I'm hoping to get to some leaves today. We'll see how fast I can level with those. But first I want to do these. This is the level 45 mission, and then I'll have to do the level 50 mission, and then I'll be all set. I might hold off on the 50 mission.
So in the stream before you streamed a little bit last night, Chris, we were kind of talking, and it's like we've scheduled the induction for August 21st. That's roughly going to be 1 week into your BFA sprint. So somebody was asking, like, you know, like when we're going to announce if it's a boy or a girl, and I was like, well, either we'll text Chris to tell you guys when he's playing BFA, or we'll do some kind of video update at some point in the future.
I'm excited for you guys.
Chemistral, be sure to post that into our into Discord so we can check it out. I'm really looking forward to it. Whatever it is, I enjoy your videos.
And have a good day, Chemistral. Yeah, it's used all your rested on your miner. Oh, yeah, once the rested's gone, I mean, it comes back, but once the rested's gone, you can really fly through rested with leaves. I will tell you, the leaves level so fast, you'll outpace the rested anyway. It won't last long. If you sit down like I'm going to, where this week I will probably run out of leaves, you just fly through. If you do all 100 leaves, it's too much. I don't know. We'll see how high I can get this stuff before August 7th. August 7th, I'll go back to taking gathering. I'll go back to taking a backseat for a little bit, but should have a nice little sprint here. Probably pick up 10 levels in both mining and in botany. Just doing like an hour a day, like not even doing that much. I wouldn't be shocked to see them both go up 10 levels. And if I actually sat down to buckle down, I think Emily in chat yesterday was saying that, yeah, she's got the road to 60 buff, but she was picking up like 20 levels a day. That road to 60 buff is pretty incredible, because it basically doubles everything else you have. So if you layer all this other stuff on top, you could be getting like 4 times the experience. Oh, should have used another cordial. Oh, it's still on cooldown. Okay, that makes me feel better. Yeah, I got you, TP. Once I read it. Took me a second. I do a lot of my responding or like sitting in chat and stuff on phone. And on mobile, like there's that autocorrect, and it just mucks with things. If you guys wonder why sometimes when like I respond to comments, it's all over the map, that's why. It's just the mobile autocorrect series just trying to get aggressive. Alright, so I'm at 11. Can't believe these sell for 3,000 a piece. And you could probably sell them in stacks of 20. Or if you really wanted to screw people, sell people in stacks of like 21. Because they have to have 20 for the quest. They're not going to buy a stack of 99. They'll just hold off. But you could probably get them with a stack of 21. You took a break. You're on floor 60 on Heaven and High, with 2 summoners and a white mage. Well, that's exciting.
That's actually a pretty cool way you think about it setup, because you could have 2 summoners rolling Titan, then you get your 2 healers, and then your summoners can get a lot of damage as well. So it's kind of almost like you got a party of 6, and then if Titan goes down, you can bounce it.
It's just giving a lot of experience. Come on, Mistletoe. Come on. It's a 30% chance at high quality. Not a single one. That is just insulting. Because that's the tree that has the extra high quality chance on it. Yeah, I still haven't completed Heaven on High. I don't know that I ever will. I wouldn't do it without a pre-made. I am done doing it with randoms. I've done plenty with randoms. There we go.
I think that comes down to like just kind of us setting time aside, you know. And so I have this lofty goal that I would love to play, you know, 9 to 11 or whatever. But maybe I can't do that every day. But and like on Wednesdays or whatever day that ends up working out, so that I can put it on my schedule, so that it's just blocked. And then Wednesday is like, hey, we're, at least the 2 of us, like let's attempt hard content together. And then we can try to start picking up 1 or 2 others, just to, because I love to. I went and did I went and did the solo on Alexander, which was fun. I didn't win, but it was still like solo tank. It's like, oh man, I bet we could try to clear this with 4 people. You know, there's all this other content that we could do unsynced as well, just for fun.
Yeah. What's going on, Neil and Corey? How are you guys doing today?
Good morning, Nick Neal. Good morning, Corey.
15. Hey Neil, welcome to the workforce. Thanks for hitting that follow button over on Twitch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That 30% chance. This thing is just such a tease. This tree has a 30% chance at high quality. It's the highest chance I get across all of them. And that last one there is the first one it's dropped in like three clears. Dragoon to 70. Very nice.
Congrats.
Just your paladin in order to go, and then you're done with all battle classes, or you're just done with the ones you want? I'm taking a little... Oh, wow, that was good. 17 and 18. I'm taking a little break from leveling, but I'd love to have my Dark Knight up before the end of the year. That way I have next year to focus on getting my 3 healers to cap. Which would give me... I'd have all my casters, all my tanks, and all my healers going into the expansion. And then I can spend next expansion doing what Brian's done this expansion. Picking up melee DPS. And Bard and Machinist. Because that's really been the summary of Stormblood for Brian.
Yeah, and that's where it's like, I'd love to do more focus. And essentially, if that's the case, it's like, we could be something where we could kind of just divide and conquer on it. So, like, hey, Brian, it took you a whole year to get all the battle jobs to 70. It's like, yeah. I got kids and, a family and like a career. I don't play 80 hours a week. Oh. And I'm not knocking anybody who can do that. I'm saying, like, the core concept of our channel is that you can enjoy these big in these in-depth games. You're not going to be the first, and that's okay.
Good morning.
Get up under there.
Good morning, Sparta. Speaking of the first.
Hey, Sparta. How you doing, dude?
Let's see if this actually shows up in YouTube.
Whoa, Sparta 10 months with the resub.
Yeah, dude.
Wow,
Thank you
it
so
actually
much.
does.
Yeah. And like, people can cheer and they can do all that stuff on the Twitch side of it, and it shows up here on the YouTube, which is really nice. The downside is that YouTube doesn't have a cheer and leaderboard. Like, man, like you take 2 changes. You take like like YouTube, like if they got some kind of bit sharing system in which that you could kind of opt in to watch ads, and then you could do it for other people. It's not like you have to do it for us, but it's like, let's say you liked a particular comedy guy or whatever, like you could watch ads and then you could cheer on his videos or something like that. That means how huge would that be in terms of revenue? Like, okay, yeah, I might watch, because I on channels that I like, as long as the ad isn't 6 minutes long, I'll watch it before the video plays. And that's just like, all right, cool, but I would do that even more. And anyway.
Did you see I changed that?
I think the other thing would be,
speaking of content, did you see I changed that thumbnail for you, Brian?
Yeah, thank you. The video's live.
Okay.
So our podcast with Rob's live. That was so much fun. I love Rob. He's not like he's not the biggest creator on YouTube, I would say, yet. I love his personality. I love his insight.
I don't know why I ran over here. I did not need to go over here. I need to go north. Yeah, so like that last one being a high quality and being the last cast and having all that other stuff, that was plus 343 experience. So that's over 4 times the experience for the node.
And are you, I can't remember, if the earring for... are you wearing, if they're under 50, are you wearing that Alnigan earring?
I am.
Yeah.
It's all stacked in there.
So many little things.
Yeah. They're adding sponsor when we're live, but they're not adding the ability to sponsor when somebody's not live. To channels smaller than 100,000.
Correction though, it is 100,000.
It's 100,000.
We're it up to 100,000.
Yeah.
And they said that the plan is they're gonna start at that level and then they start backwards.
Right.
So that at some point
I'm sure they just said roughly how many channels do we think we could handle. So
Rosa, what are you thinking? Because I know they just changed the PvP to 6v6. I've been kind of debating. Like, I'm not picking Forsaken, but I was like, I'm curious as to the system changes. My plan was I was gonna play some of the Iron Banner for the next round because it lets me farm up Valor with the update. So, do you know when the next Iron Banner is? Because that's all I play. Whenever Iron Banner's live, I get Iron Banner, and then I'm out.
Okay. What am I wearing as far as a helmet? I've got a level 50. Okay. So we will.
Yeah, Neil, you're correct. It was they called it like sponsor, but they're branding it as kind of membership, and it's going to say join. And so right now, the only we get it because we're live, but we don't get it on our videos. But other bigger creators have it on their videos, which is great. I just hope that they can also then give the incentives as a part of it. What the one incentive we give is gets you into our membership gets you into our Discord server. And so I don't know if bigger creators are going to kind of have that same kind of approach, but that's one thing we thought would be good and fun and interesting. But I'm hoping
do have leaves to burn, Corey. As of today, I should be capped on my leaves. So as soon as I finish this quest, I'm going to go to leaves for the remaining time on the stream. I'll at least hit the next level. This is actually one of my favorite gathering sets, this motorcycle.
Yeah, Iron Banner starts tomorrow, Rosa. Yeah, I'm in like that because I love the PvP in the game so much, and yet the game in and of itself just annoys the ever-living heck out of me. The fact that I can now get Valor in Iron Banner is interesting. I'm like ranked 20 this season in Iron Banner. I think it goes up to 35. I did play Destiny 1. Taking King was fantastic. The Iron Lords or whatever bored the heck out of me.
don't know what's going on. But YouTube is not sending me any notifications.
Spruce
Again.
logs. But he only wants 3 of them.
So, and Neil, they haven't won trust enough for me to actually give them any more money, and that's why it's like Forsaken needs to come out, and it needs to be out for at least a month, and people need to say, "Oh my gosh, they fixed their problems," and it's repeatedly fun before I would consider even purchasing. The nice thing about it is that the system updates and the sandbox updates, all those updates I get because I have the game and it's digital, so there's no, I mean, it doesn't cost me anything to go check it out.
I got you, Chris. Spruce logs is unspoiled.
Yeah, I assume they're pricey.
I got you. Don't worry.
You have spruce logs?
Yeah.
You have logs? Have you guys ever heard of the comedian Brian Regan?
Yeah. Talks about the 2 log trucks passing each other.
Yeah, 2 logs. You ever see 2 log trucks passing each other? You think a simple phone call would fix that issue? Oh, you had logs?
Brian, what level are you in Eureka? I'm done with Eureka. I'm all capped out. Everything's +2. It's all set.
I put a list of 5 things I'd like to see. 2 of those things are really non-negotiable. The second one is level sync. And yeah, that's where I'm at.
What was the first one?
Level sync. Level sync. The first one I think was addressed by the challenge.
Oh, okay.
And the challenge dog is a huge help to that. But at the end of the day, I'm like, all right, like I need my level sync. I'm not gonna go in and sit here and wait for somebody to come along. If Destiny 3 launches, that really disappoints me greatly. Especially if they wipe everybody like they did with Destiny. The sacrifice they made to get to Destiny 2 by removing all the content, they've spent the last year trying to get back to Destiny 1. It just seems like, what are we doing here?
What is this worth? $18,000, I guess. I didn't realize this retainer had all this stuff that I could sell.
I cannot agree more with you, Igneo, on that. It should have been that 10-year game. They lost. I thought it was like, okay, it's like, well, they're gonna do this, and then like you get into it, and you're like, so for a better campaign, we sacrifice raids and content and all these things, you know. It's like just make it a platform, please. And then when you go and compare it to games like Warframe, who are doing that, and you see that the community and the devs have that relationship, it's you know, outside of it not being a first-person shooter, it makes me wish that it was, because that's one of the things that I'm wondering if Halo Infinity is going to help kind of fill that gap in my mind.
You need high quality.
Do I need what?
High quality or normal quality?
It just says regular quality.
You're at your house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Warframe coming to Igneo. My concern though, and what I've said, is that if it's not crossplay, like true crossplay, if it's cross progression where I could log out of Xbox and Switch and continue my character, that would be fantastic. If it's not, if it's a separate account that doesn't communicate and I can't cross progress, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna invest that kind of time. Like, I'm gonna probably keep playing, you know, Fortnite, because Fortnite allows that. Well, and that's why they said they're revamping the, you know, the system. They're doing some things. I want them to, you know, I hope they take some risks, and I hope that they succeed. I never am rooting for any developer to fail ever. I want them to do what's right for gamers, and I think if you focus in on what's right for gamers and the game itself, you're going to win. I think people are going to recognize that. The concern here is that I don't know what that relationship looks like with Activision, because honestly, I don't. When I look at EA and Activision at E3 this year, it sounded like, if nothing else, EA, is making some changes in a few key areas. I think Chris said it best. It's like when he talked about how EA makes a change, he's like, "Do you mind if I punch you with my right hand? Oh, you didn't like that? I'm gonna punch you with my left hand. No, okay, can I kick you?" It's like they very slowly, try out bad things to see if we react, and then when we do, they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Thank you, Sparta.
But Activision did not seem to learn anything from last year. They said, "No, we're going to make you pay for Black Ops DLC. We're going to, this is money for us. It's about the money." And I don't blame anyone for thinking that way, but that does make me really concerned for still Destiny. And excited for Anthem and Division. I'm also Division 2. It sounds like they're rebooting. So,
I mean, from what I need from that
game, I'm not investing in Division 1.
A Fallout 76 or a Borderlands Online, like, big multiplayer experience could do the same thing.
Yep.
I don't need it to be a shooter first. I need it to be open world first. Shooter can come second.
My concern for have Anthem in February, and I don't know how I could begin to either fit one or the other in. But really, it's going to be a question of what group of friends wants to play what game.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Annie.
It would have a lot to do with where I'm at in the MMOs. Because I don't have all my classes capped, like, it takes me all expansion to feel caught up in these things. I think if I had all my classes capped in Final Fantasy, I think right now I'd be bored. So I would have room for Anthem.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm tired of that's why I am very glad to be really kind of about to wrap it up this month, in August. That's my goal, to get done with it, to come 4-4. I do not want to level another job. That does not mean that I wouldn't love a system in which that after I hit level cap that I continue to level. I think that would be exciting and interesting, and I wish they would bring in like a seasons concept to PvE content. But as far as it goes, like, yeah, whew, this has been it's different from Heavensward, the channel at the time, and I had no intention of ever leveling a melee DPS. So it's been a stretch of the of how I normally play.
I mean, it doesn't need to be anything complex. It can literally be Eureka loot boxes that happen every level after 70. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be any more complex than that. It just needs to have some random loot into it.
You can get some kind of color rank next to your name. Yeah, and like exactly like Guild Wars 2. I'm running gold nameplate, and they've got like a number of 200 next to their name. The level cap's 80, but yeah, that just keeps going up, and it's like, yeah, that's cool. Way to keep playing the game. Like, and it doesn't detract from my experience, and it doesn't say that you have to be, if you haven't, if you don't have 1,000 hours to spend every month on leveling, you can't play the game. It's pure cosmetic,
Now, this guy's giving me the level 50 weapon.
Yeah, it's you can get a better weapon.
I think I already have one.
You probably already,
I think I already have a Heavensward one.
So yeah, you've got a Heavensward level 50. You've already got the better one.
If not, that's easy enough to go get.
Mm-hmm. So it's the weapon you're getting is only I-50.
Yeah, I'm only clearing this so that I can clear. Yeah, my eye level is higher than 50. My eye level is, because of the way Heavensward stuff, my eye level is 55 on my level 52 botanist, and I probably have slots I could drive it even higher. This is just my fishing gear. It's just my fisher gear.
Yeah. All of the skills, though, are important, especially for the gatherers.
I don't care. Alright.
And yeah, I kind of would want the same system, but it comes down to the whole... I feel they need a bigger team, but I also feel like they're not going to give a bigger team like more money to the game, and they really need to.
Well, I mean, I agree with you completely, Sparta. Not knowing the number, speculate. To do a bigger team, the business has to look at it and say, okay, if we start investing this much money, what is that return on that value? And so, as a businessman, as somebody who owns a business and who's hired contractors, there's a couple of laws that I have to kind of take into account. If I was going to hire somebody, full-time employee of mine, I have to have 2 months of their salary in the bank. So for at least 2 months that I have to have them paid. If I'm doing right by that individual, I'll have more. And also, if I'm doing right by hiring them, that if they're taking a risk on me, especially being a small business, that I can guarantee that we've got the work, and that as long as they're a good employee and they don't have to sit here and come over here and then start looking for work or jump back to their old job, especially if they have a job and a family. So there's so on scaling up, you got to always look, okay, what's the work volume? How does it fit within the culture of the team? Because I could go hire 1,000 people and it could be utter chaos because maybe half of them are jerks and they don't work well with the other. They like to fight each other, like they have a fight club in the middle of the office. There's a lot of that, and so just scale on its own for its own sake can be bad. So you sometimes want to play kind of cautious and slow to find the right people for the right job, and then there's training. Another factor, this is just fun development stuff for anybody out there thinking about going into the career, is that adding resources to a late project only delays that even further. It doesn't speed it up, because what happens is the people who are working on it have to stop working on it, train the new people, and then eventually that does speed up, and eventually it will make up for the difference. But it's not instant. It's in game development, everything's in a 6 to 12 month cycle of how much time it takes to build this stuff out. And so the hope I have is that they are making those investments in people, but we're not ever going to really see it. We might see it come 5.0. And what I'm looking at when we go to FanFest in November, what I'm looking at as we learn about 5.0 is evidence that they have been making those investments. Because again, that 6 to 12 months at a minimum. And the other thing that I know a lot of people will argue with me on the forums about, just because it's the nature of it, is that, hold on, Annie, is literally that people will like, oh, well, I don't want them to bring this game to other platforms because that takes people away from making content. And the reality is, the people who bring this game to platforms aren't game designers, and they're not going to be the ones who are working on a new dungeon. That's there's many roles within the company, and the one way that we can justify increasing the team is to be able to increase the potential player base, and that's bringing it to new consoles. And that's how we end up getting where we want to go is 10 million players. If we were at 10 million active subscribers at a minimum, if they're not making investments in the game, then they're the ones who are stupid.
And yeah, that is true. The people that do the porting. So you look at the games that have been getting ported, and you have one company doing 3 or 4 ports of a game, different games. Toys for Bob did 3 games in 6 months' time. Porting a game is not that. It's not the difficult part. You can have a team of 5 guys doing the porting, just making sure the coding's right, making sure nothing's broken. There's been some games that they played great on PC, and then they ported them over to Xbox, and they were just, there were bugs after glitches after bugs. because of stuff in the get coding. That's okay on PC, but it's not anywhere near okay on Xbox. And they both run Windows 10.
Yeah, which is weird because Xbox runs times. You know, you kind of wonder like what happened. One of the things Chris has talked about is like the delay in Dragon Quest to Switch. You know, it's like, you know, what happened there? Like, and they've said like, oh, it's going to be day and date. And it seems like I saw an article saying that they updated Unreal to maybe fix some of that problem because it seemed like it was an engine issue. But you know, again, we'll have to wait and see in 6 to 12 months.
Like the delay of Dark Souls on the Switch.
Dark Souls on the Switch, other properties too.
Yeah, and it's all, and they literally all said it's because of the Unreal Engine.
Cyclops onions are outrageously expensive.
Yeah, you're gonna start seeing a lot of like level 50 plus nodes, all your Heavensward nodes, getting to be ridiculously expensive, especially when you have.
I mean, it would cost me 150 grand to pay my way past this quest. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
If I had known, I probably could have seen if I had some. Sorry.
No, no big deal.
Yeah, yeah. Cyclops onions are expensive.
They're expensive on their own, and then it has to be high quality. Let's see if it gives me a hint here. Cyclops onion, Chocobo Forest. Chocobo Forest. Which is to my right.
Do you have some, or do you still?
No, I have to get all. It's all 10 high qualities. Oh, it'd only be 75 grand. I thought it was 20, but still.
Oh, yeah, but again, it's that hidden value. 1 sec, let me, because I can definitely help with that. Oh wait, let me go to it now. Because again, it's that high quality value. It becomes crazy. I don't have to deal with RNG on high quality.
It's just a lot of money. I mean, that's how gatherers make their money. Is like you could go sell this stuff, and like it is selling at that price. So you could easily go, you know, I'm doing this quest right now, but I could pocket 75 grand and not do this quest right now.
Yeah. Take
the same amount of time, and then once you're a level 70 gatherer, it only gets easier.
Yeah, there's you're gonna. Well, I would even say for like Cyclops, anything that's level 60 under. Once you hit level 64, it becomes I think it's 64. There's a skill you get. I can't remember what level it is.
When you start finding like 4 of things and all that?
No. Basically, I'm looking at it right now. It's
I have a 0% chance at finding Cyclops onions as high quality.
Well, this is the big thing. At level 63, you get a skill called Leech Turn 3, and you also have the Miner as well. Depending on your perception rate, keyword, perception, your perception score, your high quality chance can go up from 30% to 100%. So
I have a 0% chance.
Yeah, give me a sec.
I think I have to go do leaves or something and just get a little higher level. That's no big deal. I think it's just that, like...
You just need higher gear.
I need higher gear. And that's... I'm limited by my level.
Yeah.
Alright. So is that foundation? No.
Leaves or foundation, yes.
Where do I pick my leaves up? For mid-50s? Foundation?
Yeah. All leaves are in foundation.
Alright. Yeah, I'll just go do leaves. I'll just go do leaves for a bit. It's no big deal. Actually, it's like right at an hour. So I think I'm actually gonna take my break and go knock out my morning errands. So I think that's it. So I think I'm actually all set. Where's these? I can go check on the leaves real quick just to kind of see.
How many do you need?
Well, I would need 10 high qualities, which is a lot.
10 high qualities. That's good.
That's a lot.
Chris, where are you at?
I'm in Ishgard at the Cozier.
It takes me about 10 seconds just to get 10 high quality.
Thanks, Neil. Just be wrapping up. I do need to go back to Gridania and do my provisioning. So if you're not already here, I'm going to go ahead and head to Gridania.
I'm coming to Foundation.
Oh, okay. I'll cancel. Go back to the Aetherite, since that's where you'll be. And then I'm going to go do my daily provisioning missions. I think actually yesterday I did them after. Did I do them after? That was so fast. Did you already have these on you, or you got them that fast?
I just gathered them. I literally just gathered 10.
Wow.
They turned 3 and Bountiful Harvest 2.
Okay, so I have not done this yet today. Okay, so let me go turn those in, and then I'll do provisioning mission. That gives me ridiculous gear. Yeah, because, I mean, it starts to give, like, Heavensward rewards, and Heavensward rewards are huge spikes in eye level. I can see what, if I have any slots that are sub 50. Belt. So if it offers a belt, I'll take it. Alright. Cool. Thanks for that follow button over on Twitch. Almond. Diamond. I had it clipped. Alright. Now he wants me to go back to Ishgard. And they're not offering me a belt. But that's okay. Ishgard is probably where I could buy myself a belt. Kind of cap out my gear real quick. Yeah, I had a 0% chance, even with my ability activated, to find high quality.
Yeah, your ability does not increase if you have a 0%.
So, there was nothing I could do.
Yeah, you had to get higher perception.
Hidden characteristics. Nice. That was big. And then my offhand was like my low level slot. That pushed me to 63. Yeah,
your offhand should be your you should be really working on your offhand. If your offhand is under minimum level, under your current level. Because your offhand has the highest perception rating.
Oh, I'm out of space for weapons here. Turn to inventory, equip, update gear sets. Alright. 64. Not a bad eye level there. Okay, so we'll go back to Gridania and wrap up the stream. So I'm going to wrap up with my provisioning missions. So what that means is we're going to run to a market board in Gridania, and we're going to grab our, we're going to open up our duty timers, if you guys haven't done that. And I know, Igneal, that's why I'm trying to level everything. Just because I don't get too tied up in glamour. So as soon as I have everything kind of leveled, it'll be really easy for me to pare everything down.
Igneal, I'll tell you what I had to do to get workspace, and everyone in the workforce knows it. I had to create alt characters on the same server, and all they are retainer holders. Because I had so much stuff in my inventory, and I had to have it because it's mostly high quality crafting materials.
I have no idea how much money you'd have if you sold all that stuff.
I don't even want to know, but I'm not gonna, like, some of the crafting materials that I have, they're either like unspoiled nodes, so I would literally have to be sitting on my character to see the whole thing of this one node where I can get, yeah, probably about 20 items. But when you gotta have 60 of that item to you know, craft something, that means that's 3 hours of work. Like, real world hours.
Right. Man, this stuff's getting expensive. Cobalt. Plated. Jackboots. Oh, there we go. Cobalt plated jackboots. These are cheap. Yeah, I'll take it. High quality. Yes, yes, yes. Ivory staff. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Now this next one has a star next to it, so for those of you that don't do this every day, the star means double experience. And that does stack with double experience for high quality, so you can actually get quadruple if you stack them up. So like 20,000 like this, that's a steal. That's great. That's perfectly fine. Patricians, Gators. We'll pay the 20. Potence. Poisoning. And I need 3 of these, and they want way too much for high quality, so we will pay that. And then Damel Gratin. Too much for high quality. And I just need 3. Okay. Raw amber. I feel like this is expensive. I feel like we were dealing in this before. Actually, not so bad. They want 10 of it? Oof, that's the problem. Let me go ahead and run a search and see if I have any raw amber on me. I do not. Oh, I don't want to pay that much.
Buy raw amber from, I think, Mulcha, but it would only be normal quality. That is pretty gay.
I just don't want to buy that big of a stack. So I'll just skip it for the day. Why a stack of 20 though? Perfect. You alright there, Brian? Got a loud house.
Can you hear me? I'm on push talk.
No, you have not been on push talk all day.
Oh, my bad. 1 second. That's weird.
I think because he streamed.
Weird. Like I
was
have
playing
my
on stream last night.
computer that's not push. I don't know why. I guess maybe it's a server side thing.
If he streamed it, if you streamed at all. Usually that's when I turn off push to talk.
Well, like I had it where this box was push to talk, and then my streaming box is not push to talk because obviously I'm streaming. But my bad. I guess I guess it's saved or something in the cloud or something like that. My bad, everybody.
Just checking on you. She's just getting a little more upset.
Oh, she's just mad. Like I just fed her in here, so I just fed her because she was hungry, and then I put her in the packing place so I can get some work done. And she doesn't like it for like 5 minutes, and then she just plays and plays and plays, and has fun.
Okay, yeah.
Did I buy the wrong gratin? I guess I did. I bought gratin. I didn't buy Dawmel gratin, I bought Zalmel gratin. That's how they get you. I'm not gonna go back for that. Alright. So, I got all the way to 53, got all my class quests mostly, yeah, I got all my class quests beat. Yeah, got to 53. Class quests are caught up. Gear levels higher, almost to 54. When it comes to Disciple Hand and Land, we've got, I mean, everything's just slowly moving on up a little bit at a time.
Have you unlocked your, what is it called? The collectibles?
Yeah, I did it on my Fisher.
Yeah, I would say probably, if you have, like, let's see, try to meld some GP to get to 600 GP, and then start doing collectibles.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because that EXP for collectibles is crazy.
Cool.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, on that note, I am just wrapping up. So, thank you guys for hanging out. Sorry for the short streams this week. That's just what's working with my schedule. So, I'm going to go knock out some other stuff. I am going to... no, I have not done any of my... I have not done my Moogles for my Disciple of Hand. As soon as I'm done with all my Disciple of Lands, we'll go unlock Moogles and start dealing with all that shenanigans. I didn't really do anything except play my Black Mage with Brian for all of Heavensward. So I took a lot of... Until the channel started, I really played this game just to play with Brian. So all my hand and land took a big backseat. So thank you guys. I will talk to you next time. We'll be back a little later to do, hopefully, some World of Warcraft. Basically the same kind of stream. We'll be picking a pretty monotonous task, and we'll just be hanging out, knocking things out, prepping for 436 and BFA. So, see you guys later.
Have a good day.